Tonight on It's the Law, we're talking about a story we brought you earlier this week. People in the Peach State are peddling positive pregnancy tests on Craigslist. How about that for alliteration? So, what are the legal ramifications of the transactions? Our expert attorney, Jay Davis, is here to weigh in. All right, Jay, this is interesting. So I did a little research myself today. So I found 3 ads that popped up in the Macon, Warner Robins area. I'm going to read you a couple of them. One says, want to play a joke on your spouse? I'm selling positive pregnancy tests for $25. This one is the kicker, though. Positive pregnancy test for sale. 100% real, no questions asked, same day. So as if it couldn't get any more bizarre, let's say someone uses one of these to cheat the system at work and take time off. What could those legal ramifications be if they're caught?
Well, they could be fired.
Okay.
That would probably be the biggest thing. I don't believe that there's going to be anything that's going to go back to the seller of that test that's going to be any problem at all. But what somebody does with that test, and here you can take the implications onto somebody trying to cheat their spouse or to get some money from somebody that they're dating and try to, or get somebody that's dating them to marry them. And if a marriage were to occur because of that, that would be a fraud. Anytime, you know, this has been going on for how many years now?
Okay.
Years and years and centuries it's been going on that this thing has happened.
So you mentioned that the marriage thing. Let's talk a little bit about more of that. You know, like you said, people can use this to trick it, but it sounds crazy. But if someone kind of comes out of this and says, hey, she falsely like got me into this marriage or got me to propose.
Yeah, that is fraud. Yeah, that is fraud, and actually it's actually grounds for annulment.
Oh, wow.
And if it costs money, if that fraud costs the person money for paying for the wedding or the different expenses, you're gonna have to establish damages, but you would be able to sue for those damages.
It would be interesting to see a case like this go to court, huh?
Yeah.
All right, now moving on to Craigslist. Now, under them, they said it's under their terms that it doesn't control and it's not responsible for user content. But do you feel like something like this crosses a legal line?
I don't think this does. I don't think a pregnancy test, positive or otherwise, is actually going to be something that's going to intrinsically illegal.
Okay.
So the fact that it's sold on Craigslist, you know, silver covered something else is not going to be illegal because somebody might pass it off as silver or do the wrong thing with it. I think Halloween is probably a good time with that. That's a scary proposition for a lot of people to be put with. Maybe the other time of year is April Fool's Day.
All right, husbands beware out there.
Yeah,
all right,
look for those.
And quickly, tell us about what's coming up this weekend.
This month is going to be Know Your Rights. So, you know, last month was showing abuse, different abuse and that type of stuff. This month is Know Your Rights. You get a stop for a DUI. If the police officer asks you, can I search your car? If you're worried about something that might be in there, if you're worried about who else had your car, what are your rights? Can you say no? When can you say no? And what are your rights in a divorce? That will be one of them this month.
Right,
this week, this is criminal. This is DUI this weekend.
All right, good time to tune in. And remember, you can tune in and catch Jay and his legal experts every Saturday on My 41 at 3 p.m. and on 41 NBC right here at 6 o'clock. And that's on Sundays. Right. Sundays at 6 o'clock. Okay, I almost stabbed Jay in the eye with my pen. And don't forget, if you've got a legal question for Jay, you can email us at itsthelaw@41nbc.com. And of course, we'll answer it right here on the news at 6.